It is one of my pet peeves in discussing sports with people. The phrase must win. Unless it's an elimination game of a playoff series or a regular season game where if you lose, you are out of the playoffs, I refrain from using the term must win. I don't want to be literal guy, but it's not a must win. Your season will go on. You are still mathematically alive. You don't have to win this game. There are no season-altering ramifications to losing this specific game if it doesn't carry that weight of win or go home. But tonight's game has a certain feel to it for the Phoenix Suns that is close to what that feeling would be like if this was a true must-win elimination-style game, doesn't it? Don't you feel like you got to see something tonight? Don't you feel like you need to see something from a team that's lost 8 of their last 10, that's lost 5 of their last 6? Don't you feel like there needs to be some energy at home tonight? Don't you need to see a convincing, they're a 5.5-point favorite tonight against the Atlanta Hawks at home? Don't you feel like you need to see just a little something tonight? If this team is truly going to go out and trade for Jimmy Butler, if they're going to send Bradley Beal out the door in order to do so, if they are going to triple down on this season, then you want to see something tonight. You want to see them, I don't want to say convincingly win, but you want to see them show that there's some fight, show that there's some energy, show that they are playing team basketball. You want to see that tonight. Because if you don't win tonight, again, going into tonight's contest, 8 of their last 10, losers. 5 of their last 6, losers. The 2 wins that they have in their last 11 games or so, the win on Monday against Philadelphia, where we changed the lineup around, and the return game after getting blown out in Denver the game prior. The 117-90 loss in Denver, they come back home and they win 110-100. Since then, the bad loss to Dallas, the game they had a chance in Golden State and gave that one away. The worst loss of the season, I think, maybe the Charlotte loss is up there as well. The home loss to Memphis. Because there's no excuse for that one. The Charlotte one, while I'm not saying I accept any of these excuses, road game, second leg of a back-to-back, you're home to play Memphis after being in Golden State your previous game. Memphis didn't have anybody. Memphis, without their 2 leading rebounders, John Morant didn't play, and you lost at home. You went to Indiana and lost by 18, and then you beat Philadelphia, and then you followed that up with the 11-point loss to Charlotte the other night that has us in a spot of thinking this is rock bottom, thinking this is the end of the line. So, yeah, I got to see something tonight from the Phoenix Suns. Because you can trade for Jimmy Butler, but I don't know if that fixes stuff. So I got to see it from the team. You're not in a playoff spot right now. You don't have the wiggle room to give games away. You got to win games at home, no matter who's on your schedule. You got to start to close the gap. You got to start to inch closer and closer to being back into the play-in tournament. This isn't a team that is trying to find themselves. They're the 7 and 8 seed, but we all expect by the time they settle down, they find themselves that they'll be up at the 2 or 3 seed. This is a team that isn't in the playoffs right now. This is a team that is thinking about making 2 massive moves in order to fix this. They're considering moving Bradley Beal, and we wonder if that's going to require moving the 2031 draft selection in order to do so. But then also trading for Jimmy Butler and apparently extending Jimmy Butler. Here's Kendrick Perkins of ESPN, former NBA center. Here's what he's hearing. Now, he's no Shams Charania. He's no Brian Windhorst. He's no Woj. But he talks to people. He knows people. He's able to get into some of these players' inner circle and learn some information. Here's Kendrick Perkins on Jimmy Butler and the Phoenix Suns.
It's about two things, okay? It's about money, right? And from my sources, they're telling me that the Suns have a 2-year, $121 million extension waiting on Jimmy. Okay?
I believe it.
All right. I mean, I ain't no genius, but that's like 60 a year, okay?
Woo, somebody is drunk over there.
Hold on. Keep a cool booty. All right. Here's the next thing. Okay? It's about relationships. And the relationship is Jimmy Butler and Kevin Durant. Ooh. Now, I told you this about 2 weeks ago when we made this bet that not only do Phoenix, yes, the organization, they want him. You know why? Because Kevin Durant wants Jimmy Butler. And if he does get Jimmy Butler, which I believe he will, they're both going to sign contract extensions. KD is going to sign as well. Now, what happens with Devin Booker in the near future, I don't know. But at the end of the day, this would make sense.
If you were going to give out a 2-year, $121 million contract extension, if you're going to pay Jimmy Butler nearly $60 million a season, if you are going to then extend Kevin Durant, if you are going to attempt to keep this going, to extend this window, despite everybody pointing at all the warning signs to tell you to get off the ride, if you're going to do all that, you got to show me something tonight. You got to show me that that's worth at least considering. Because if you lose tonight at home with all of this noise, I mean, this is the perfect spot to go out there, have a convincing victory at home, and get people to believe once again. You make the lineup changes, it works in Philadelphia. You lose to Charlotte. Everybody's wondering if this is rock bottom. Everybody's wondering if this is where we hit the end of the road, hit the reset button, time to be done. With all the noise, all the rumors, all the questions being thrown your direction, this is the night where you go out and you have a convincing victory. Because then you allow people to, just for a second, believe again. Maybe trading for Jimmy Butler might fix this. Maybe it is a good idea to get out of the Bradley Beal business. Maybe it is good to get that no trade clause off our books. Maybe it is good to trade for Jimmy Butler so that we know we can extend Kevin Durant and we don't have to worry about what the future looks like. A win tonight could start to maybe convince some of you of that. I remain unconvinced. That you lose tonight? Why are we doing any of this? Why are we going to pay Jimmy Butler potentially $60 million a season if what Kendrick Perkins said in that clip is true? You're going to pay somebody $60 million a season to come over here and extend Kevin Durant and run this back again? And don't think I didn't hear the end of that cut where Kendrick Perkins says, I don't know what that means for the future of Devin Booker. I heard that very loud and clear. If there's one person of this big three that this team should be investing in, it should be Devin Booker. He's the youngest, and the runway is the longest. So if there's anybody that should be at the center of what this team is trying to do, the center of their plans, it should be Devin Booker. It should not be Kevin Durant. It should not be Bradley Beal. The person at the center of both the short and long-term decision-making of this organization should be Devin Booker. Now, that does not mean Devin Booker should be here long-term. But we do not do all of this to make Kevin Durant happy. He's going to be another year older next year. Jimmy Butler is going to be another year older next year. Jimmy Butler does not play in all 82 games. He doesn't even play in 60 to 70 games. You are not fixing a problem by bringing Jimmy Butler in here. But if you want to explore any of that, you can't lose tonight's basketball game. If you dig the hole even deeper tonight and still choose to go down this path, then I think we need to start to wonder if there are the right people in charge here in Phoenix. If the people making the decisions know what they're doing.